Hello everybody. This time we are talking about price setting. Price setting is a specific phase within the broader pricing strategy process where a company establishes the actual monetary value that will be assigned to a product or service. Simply put, it's the actual calculation you perform to establish your range of optimal prices you'd like to promote to your customer. Price setting is a crucial step within the overall pricing strategy, and it involves analyzing various factors to arrive at a figure that aligns with the company's objectives, market conditions, and customers' expectations. Many make the mistake of jumping straight into calculating prices without thinking through their customer segmentation, market, and competitive landscape, and review of their product portfolio's revenue and cost structures. This unfortunately leads to bad pricing decisions that may have adverse consequences, lost revenue via churn, degradation of market positioning, among others. And then we move to factors for setting market based prices. In defining market prices, the main consideration is the element linked to the potential buyer. In other words, how much are they willing to pay for your product? The concepts or ideas aside the value associated with the product. The first, the usefulness that it has in daily life or for the performance of very specific tasks and its relation with the cost. Second, the duration of the good or product acquired. Is it possible to store it? Is it a volatile product? Or is it an experience with great sentimental value? Third, the type of user that it's aimed at and their concerns. Is it a luxury item, a basic need, etc.? Fourth, the possibility of substituting the product with another based on its affordability or the type of need. And fifth, the product differentiation based on the competition, where a unique or original product is considered to be preferable for a number of reasons. And then we move to objectives of price setting. The objective of price setting encompasses a range of strategic goals that businesses aim to achieve through their price setting decisions, and these objectives guide how products or services are priced and contribute to overall business success. And then we move to key objectives of pricing include the first, revenue generation. Pricing be used to maximize total revenue by finding the optimal balance between price and quantity sold. This objective is particularly relevant when a business aims to capture a larger market share. Second, attraction and retention of customers. Having a proper and affordable price setting strategy helps the business in acquiring new customers and retention of previous customers, and a more customer base means more revenue. Third, market ruler. A business would want to rule the market and acquire a significant share in the market against its rival firms. For this, it will try to increase its revenue and customers base. In order to do the same, the company will need to agree on an optimal price for its product or service that the customers can afford. And then, fourth, profit maximization. One of the primary objectives of price setting is to generate maximum profit for the business. Price setting strategies are designed to ensure that the revenue generated from sales exceeds the cost incurred in producing and marketing the product or service. And then we move to step-by-step guide for price setting for products and services. The first step, calculate and streamline production costs. The most basic factor in setting prices for products or services will be your total cost of goods sold. This is the overall cost that your creation entails in terms of material expenses, labor costs, and other direct expenses. And then second, examine your competitors' prices. Although you will have to keep competitor prices in mind, this doesn't mean that you must follow them for your own price rubrics. In fact, in your only role for setting the consumer prices of your services and products is to follow along with what the competition does. You risk falling into a race to the bottom where you fail to understand your market and separate yourself from the competition by innovating in unique ways. And then third, keep basic price setting methods in mind. Once you have your production costs quantified and understand how your competitors are price setting their specific value propositions, you should work to understand specific basic price setting methods before pricing products or pricing services. And then fourth, understand your customers. Regardless of your products, services, or prices, your customers must be willing to pay for what you offer. Ensuring this outcome means understanding your clients, their needs, and what drives their decision making. And then fifth, keep time investment in mind. Time is a precious resource that rarely receives the appreciation it deserves. However, it still represents a crucial aspect to take into account. If investing in the production of your products or services costs you a great deal of time, then at least some part of this amount should be included in your pricing strategy. And then six, aim for your ideal profit margin. If you're setting product or service then your fundamental long-term goal is presumably to build a lucrative business. This means that you want to set prices that deliver profits, but not just by maximizing them per sale. Instead, you want your prices to increase your sales volume for higher overall earnings, even with lower per unit profitability. The price that delivers this balance between increased sales and acceptable per item benefits will be your ideal profit margin. And 7, create a perception of luxury value. Remember that while prices are vital, they aren't the most important factor that drives sales. Instead, it is your ability to market your creations and sell them at a perceived value to your ideal customer base. This perceived value isn't always strictly monetary either. I think it is enough. Thanks for watching.